Hello, people. I'm Detroit Miracle. Yes, and indeed. Right now, I am here to have more cool comic book discussions about Evil-Lyn. And this was another power levels discussion as well in regards to Evil-Lyn's power levels regarding her being characterized in cartoons or anime compared to her live action film characterization. Okay, I must say that I am a huge fan of He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I think that the heroes and the villains are cool in terms of the villains being evil, wicked, and powerful in their own regard, and the heroes being powerful, brave, skilled, clever, and etc. So the heroes are inspiring that way, and the villains look to always do things wrong and take everything for themselves and break rules, and they're usually thwarted or defeated on the big screen. Now and they're defeated in cartoon, comic book, and in any other platform. So that's how it works in story form, storylines, where there's a struggle between good and evil, and the bad guys usually lose because no one wants to read a story where the good guys don't win in the end. Yeah, everybody feels and believes themselves to be good guys, but those like Evil-Lyn knows that they are bad gals or bad guys, such as in the case with her. Now the cartoon characterizes Evil-Lyn as being an immensely powerful sorceress slash witch, magician user. We've seen and I've seen Evil-Lyn use a wide variety of powers on the cartoon that involves energy, projection, conjuration, teleportation, freeze rays, stone weapons. She could do so much stuff that she doesn't need to concentrate greatly to make things happen. It seems like she casts spells of relative ease as characterized on the cartoons and possibly in the comic books as well. I didn't read any comic book Evil-Lyn storylines that pertain to her in the comic books. As far as the Masters of the Universe comic book line, I'm sure they're there if you look to find it. So the Evil-Lyn characterized in the cartoons was incredibly, immensely powerful. Yeah, I mean, she was one of the most powerful magic users ever seen on cartoons or in the comics. She was right next to Skeletor as far as being a powerful super villain sorcerer slash magician in the Masters of the Universe bag side of the things, where like her and Skeletor were nearly even, so it didn't make sense that she listened to Skeletor. And as showing her characterized in the cartoon, she could have very well have gotten her own power bunch together and set her own agenda off. But when they characterize Evil-Lyn in the live action and on the big screen as characterized by Meg Foster, her powers seem greatly diminished. Her powers seem incredibly limited. She didn't have energy projection. She didn't have spell casting. She didn't have conjuration. So the movie Evil-Lyn tends to disappoint you with the big screen version of Evil-Lyn as compared to what you would have seen her do on cartoons or in animation. You would have seen her do many types of incredible feats with various types of powers that lay within her in terms of anything she wanted to do effortlessly without her being of a type of difficult method in which to accomplish something. So it would be completely and totally easy, minimize the risk, hardship. So like that is something that you would work for. And Evil-Lyn certainly as a super powerful sorceress, she did things with relative ease. She practically snapped her fingers and accomplished things in the animation or cartoon sector of programming, but in the live action arena, she didn't come even close to the power levels she showed and displayed in cartoons. So her character was a bit disappointing in terms of her use of magic and powers, but her otherwise characterization of Evil-Lyn in terms of Meg Foster, I think she did a great job. And she made Evil-Lyn obviously scary, attractive, devious, wicked. So I think Meg Foster covered it as far as portraying Evil-Lyn. And it's not her fault that they didn't load Evil-Lyn down with so many incredible powers and skill sets in the live action. That would have been cool. Okay, folks, thanks for hanging out. I'll see you around.